Hey, what's up, everyone? Jonathan Allen here at Floodwater Studios. Today, we're talking about sidechain compression. At Floodwater Studios, we want to help you utilize the space that you have to create the music that you want. Home studios are so versatile and gear is so affordable, you can now achieve your goals faster than ever. So if you're ready to take the next step, head to floodwaterstudios.com/home studio, grab our free home studio equipment guide with personal recommendations and any price point to help you on your home studio journey today. So there's a lot of applications for sidechain compression, but one of the most common is in conjunction with the kick and the bass guitar. So let's go ahead and hop into Studio One here. So this is a song from our Holly Jolly album we put out last Christmas. It is called A Little Bit of You. The way this song kind of feels, it's more of a swingy type song. So the drums that we used was a brushes kit for everything, just kind of giving it that feel. Now, like I've said before, I love to commit to my drum tracks and bounce them out to audio files, but because this project was such a run and gun project, as I've mentioned in one of the past videos, it didn't happen for this one. Everything was just set up in Easy Drummer 2. I did get everything to the multi-tracks, so I have control over everything. And you can even see here, I don't even have any plugins on the drums themselves, just kind of did a mix balance for everything, and then did a fat channel on the actual group for things. But let's take a listen to what the drums sound like real quick, and grab your headphones so you can hear everything pretty clearly and get a good representation for things. All right, so let's take a listen to what just the drums sound like by themselves. So we have that brush feel with the snare, obviously, gives it that different tonality. The kick is really huge, and we want it to stay huge in the mix. Now, a lot of times, because there's so much low-end information from the kick drum and the bass guitar, we want to try to balance those out, or allow the kick to really shine and get that punch that we're looking for through the mix. So let's solo the bass in here and see what we have with everything. So once we add the bass guitar in there, we lose a lot of what the kick is doing while the guitar's playing. So how do we fix that? Sidechain compression. So we're going to come over here, pull up our browser, and we're going to go to Effects. We're going to go right to Presonus, and we're just going to come down here to the compressor. And we're going to throw a compressor on the actual bass guitar itself. So here, if we look, it says sidechain. We want to turn this on, and then this shows us what sources we can choose from the sidechain itself. So we want the kick to be what is triggering the compressor. So if you're not understanding, or if you don't know what sidechaining is for things, essentially once we sidechain the kick drum to the bass compressor, the kick drum is now what is triggering the compressor. So when the kick hits, it will lower the volume, essentially, of the bass guitar to allow the bass to drop and the kick to still be present and push through. So we have this set. We're sending the kick in over to the sidechain. So now if we play back here, we can start manipulating the actual compressor to see where we need it to be. So you can tell as I'm pulling down the threshold, we see the gain reduction happening over here. on the bass guitar itself. So this, with the threshold, is where we really want to figure out exactly how much compression, how much gain reduction we're looking for to allow the kick to come through. So let's keep looking at this. Now the ratio, I tend, with this type of sidechain compression, I do a pretty stiff knee on here. So as you can tell, the knee is this right here. So really kind of cutting it off, making it very distinct for everything. Sometimes you can go up to 20-1 if you really want that shelf of compression. You don't have to. This is all to taste and what is working for the song, what you like when you're hearing everything. But let's work with the threshold real quick, a little bit more, and see if we can get this kick drum to really stand out. So we can hear now we've adjusted the threshold down to about negative 28 dB. The attack we've brought down, not extremely fast, but a decent attack. Release, we've left it about right around 45 milliseconds here. And bringing this ratio down a little bit, we can really hear, if we A-B this, the way that the bass and kick were working against each other in the frequency field for everything. You can hear when we turn this on, the kick jumps out now, and you'll see and hear the bass actually lower with everything. Now this can get pretty extreme. You really want to dial this in to make it natural, if that's the kind of tune you're going for. So if you're doing a natural acoustic driven song, something that is kind of like big band or just traditional music, yes, we want everything to sound natural. Now, if you're going for anything else, experimental, or even getting into kind of like EDM music, something of that nature, you can definitely go extreme and get a lot of pumping and a lot of reduction for things. But this application, we want it to stay very natural. So let's A-B this here. This is just the drums and the bass together. Turn it on. Now let's make this a little extreme. See how it's starting to pump there, especially when there's a lot of kick hits that are happening during the bass notes. You'll hear. We don't want it to be that, essentially. So we want it to sound natural for this application again. And I think this is sounding pretty good. We can kind of throw it in the whole mix for everything and make sure that the kick is where we need it to be. It's still coming through in the mix with the entire song, and the bass still sounds good and natural and blends in, mixed how it should be. So the kick is still very present in the full mix. The bass still sounds great, but we're giving it that separation from the kick using that side gain compression, and everything is starting to mesh well and balance out in the actual tune. But how do you guys use sidechain compression? Let me know down in the comments section. We hope you guys have a wonderful day today. We'll catch you on the next one. But before then, go record something. See ya.